Have you ever stared at your electricity bill and wondered if someone was literally sucking the life out of your American dream? What if the smiling HOA president who slaps you with fines for a single dandelion was the thief plugging into your outlet under cover of darkness? And how delicious would it feel when her empire of clipboard tyranny crumbles in a blaze of public humiliation? Picture this: Sunnyvale Estates, the kind of cookie-cutter suburb where every lawn is mowed to military precision, and every mailbox matches the HOA-approved shade of beige. On the surface, it was paradise. I had it all: a killer job in Silicon Valley coding the next big app, a house that looked straight out of a magazine, and the ultimate flex: a Tesla charging station personally hooked up thanks to a sponsorship deal with Elon Musk himself. Neighbors would slow their morning jogs just to eye that sleek setup. It whispered success. Breathe quietly. Karen Whitaker, our self-appointed HOA president, ruled with an iron clipboard and a smile sweeter than artificial sweetener. She'd greet you with, "Oh darling, just looking out for the community," before citing Rule 4.7 about your trash bins being out 3 minutes too long. Her floral cardigans and perfect bob haircut screamed concerned neighbor, but her eyes always had that calculating glint. Especially when they landed on my Tesla station. "Must be nice having friends in high places," she'd say, her voice dripping false admiration while her fingers itched for her fine book. Life was idyllic until my electricity bill arrived like a slap in the face. Not a little bump, double the usual amount. I sat at my kitchen island, staring at the numbers like they'd personally betrayed me. I'm the guy who turns off lights religiously, who has smart plugs monitoring every appliance. This wasn't normal. I double-checked the app. No forgotten AC running. The math didn't add up, and that seed of paranoia started sprouting. Days turned into a low hum of suspicion. I'd catch myself peering out windows at night, scanning the quiet street lined with identical houses. Then it happened. Around 2 a.m. one Tuesday, insomnia had me up for water. As I passed the living room window, a shadow moved in my driveway. Not a cat. But why Karens? My breath caught. Queen of suburban etiquette, casually uncoiling a charging cable and plugging it into my standard outdoor outlet. Not my fancy Elon one, the regular one. She leaned against her car like she owned the place, scrolling her phone with that entitled smirk. The rage hit slow then hot. This woman who'd fined me $75 last month for inappropriate holiday lighting duration, my string lights stayed on till 11:01 p.m. apparently, was stealing my power like it was her God-given right. I watched her for 20 minutes, documenting mentally as her car drank my kilowatts. The hypocrisy burned. The whole block about sustainable living at the annual meeting was siphoning electricity from her neighbors to save a buck. The next morning I didn't storm over. No, I played it smart. System with high-res cameras aimed at that exact outlet, time-stamped and power logging. While reviewing old footage, the pattern emerged: her visits multiple nights a week for weeks. My blood boiled, but I smiled. It was personal. I remembered every petty slight. The $50 fine for my recycling bin, the note about my non-compliant porch plant color, the way she twisted HOA rules to target anyone who seemed too successful. Envy and pastel packaging. I started digging quietly. Revealed the horror. Old Mr. Peterson across the street whispered about his own skyrocketing bills and seeing her car in his driveway one night. Mrs. Karen had borrowed from her too, playing it off as a mix-up. The HOA board? Crickets. Turns out Karen's best friend was the treasurer. They protected their own. It was a mini-mafia of power-tripping Karens enforcing ridiculous rules while lining their pockets with stolen juice. My plan formed over late nights. I wasn't going to scream or call the cops first. I wanted poetic justice, the kind that makes her face burn in front of everyone. I disconnected my outlet from the grid and wired it to a dummy battery pack. Enough to trick her Tesla into thinking it was charging, but zero real power. Then I hid a weatherproof speaker in the bushes connected to my phone. I recorded a deep, ominous voice. Warning! Unauthorized power theft detected. This violation has been logged and reported to authorities and the HOA Ethics Committee, followed by a maniacal cartoon laugh for good measure. I waited. Heart pounding with dark anticipation. The trap was set. The waiting felt like delicious torture. I monitored my cameras like a hawk, the dark humor of it all bubbling up. Karen, the woman who once wrote me up for having my welcome mat slightly askew, was about to get the shock of her entitled life. It was 12:47 a.m. when her Tesla glided silently into my driveway like a predator. She stepped out in her signature floral cardigan, glancing around with that practiced nonchalance of someone who's done this 100 times. The cable clicked into my outlet, posting about neighborly harmony, or some nonsense on the HOA Facebook group. I let her savor 5 full seconds of fake victory. Then I hit the remote. The speaker erupted. Warning! Unauthorized energy transfer detected. This incident is being recorded and reported to local authorities and the full HOA board. Violator identified as Karen Whitaker, serial power thief. Her reaction was pure cinematic gold. She yelped like a stepped-on poodle, phone flying into the bushes. Her eyes bulged in pure animal panic as she whipped around, searching for the invisible judge. The follow-up cartoonish evil laugh boomed out. "Ma, gotcha, Karen." And she literally tripped over her own feet yanking the cable. The cord dragged behind her Tesla as she bolted down the street in full sprint, cardigan flapping like a deranged flag. I was laughing so hard tears streamed down my face, but underneath was cold satisfaction. The queen had been dethroned in her own kingdom of nonsense rule. By morning, I'd compiled the nuclear package, time-stamped videos from weeks of thefts, power logs matching her visits perfectly, sworn statements from 3 other victims including Mr. Peterson, who was furious about his own drained bills. I emailed the entire HOA board with subject line evidence of criminal activity by HOA president, immediate action required. Attached were the clips, especially the fresh one of her midnight sprint. The board's initial reply was classic corporate dodge. "We'll investigate internally." Yeah, right. That's when I went neighborhood vigilante. I printed stills and visited door to door. "Hey, has Karen been borrowing your power too?" The floodgates opened. Turns out half the block had suspicions but feared her wrath and those absurd fines for speaking out. Like the one for excessive bird feeder visibility. Anger unified us. HOA meeting for that Friday. The community center was packed. Karen showed up in her best power suit, clipboard clutched like a shield, trying to maintain her concerned leader facade. "This is clearly a misunderstanding, everyone. I was merely a sustainability audit for the neighborhood's benefit." The room erupted in sarcastic laughter. I played the trap video on the big screen. Her panic dash, the dragging cable, the mocking laugh. It was Comedy Central. Sustainability audit, Karen? Or just stealing to keep your Tesla topped off while fining us for every blade of grass? One neighbor shouted. Her face went from pale to beet red. She tried the classic Karen pivot. "How dare you all attack me when I'm the one upholding our standards? This is harassment." But no one bought it. The board, sensing the mob, had no choice. They voted her out on the spot, citing gross misconduct. But the real explosion came after. Someone recorded the meeting clip and posted it online with the trap video. It went mega viral overnight, millions of views. Titles like "HOA Karen gets owned by her own theft trap" flooded TikTok and Twitter. Then the cherry on top, Elon Musk himself quote-tweeted the video. "Never mess with a Tesla owner's outlet, or their revenge game played." My notifications exploded. News crews showed up. It was national entertainment. Karen didn't last the week. Then you could say violation of Rule 3.2. She slinked away to who knows where, probably a new HOA where she could start fresh terrorizing people. The neighborhood exhaled as one. We reformed the bylaws. Gone were the insane rules about paint shades and light bulb temperatures. Real community replaced clipboard fascism. In the end, we all installed smart locks on our outdoor outlets and security cams as standard. But the bigger win, proving that one quiet guy with evidence and a wicked sense of humor could topple an entire petty tyranny. Folks, HOA Karens thrive because we stay silent. Document everything, stay patient, then strike with undeniable proof and a dash of creativity. The sweetest justice isn't revenge. It's watching their fake empire crumble, while the community finally laughs together. Lock your outlets, but more importantly, don't let the clipboard queens control your peace. Karma's wattage is unlimited,